Hey, welcome back. Today is going to be a little bit different. I have been looking for an intercom system for the cart and reading lots of reviews and kind of stumbled upon this system. There's actually not a lot of review for this out there, so I figured I'd do a full review of this. So we'll start with an unboxing. Installation itself will be in a different video, so you can go look for that if you like. And then I'll actually put it to the test and kind of give my thoughts. This system is from TheCom, and it goes by a number of different names from what I can tell. TheCom, S4S. So I'm not exactly sure what to call this, except TheCom is their website, and they're fairly new. I think from what I can tell, they're maybe 3 or 4 years old, and from the little reviews I could find, people really like them. I called them and they picked up the phone right away. I don't think I even heard hold music, so that's good. They were friendly and talked to me. I went ahead and, after doing some more research after talking to them, placed an order. It was a Thursday, and I received it on a Sunday. So the shipping was fast, and so I've had a good experience thus far, though haven't even opened the box. So we're going to start with an unboxing, and then once I get it installed, take it out for a drive and give you an idea of what it's like. These are obviously meant for ATVs and UTVs. This is on the road, so the environment's a little bit different, but open air, wind, engine noise, but 100, on the racetrack, I'll be doing 130, 140 mile an hour. I'm hoping it puts up with that. We'll find out. I actually have an HPDE scheduled for 2 days from now, so great timing. I'm glad this came quickly. I can get it installed and then be able to talk to a passenger in the race car. I'm still considered a novice, so I have an instructor in the car with me, so he'll be giving me pointers, and it'll be good to be able to talk to him and not have to scream at each other to hear each other. So let's get to the unboxing. I haven't opened this at all. Tape's steel sealed, so we'll open it together and just see what's in the package. Now, I should have what? Camera. Okay. I ordered the base unit. Looks like a letter. TheCom. And a base unit, some in-headphone speakers. It's going to be those two guys. These are all like the Black Ops edition, because the audio, from what I've seen, is supposed to be better. Both the headphones and the helmet units are all the Black Ops mics. I did not order the earpieces. This is a standard jack. I called them, and the headphone jack on here is a standard headphone jack, and I have my own kind of work job site sound deadening headphones that I should be able to plug in this, so we'll find that out as well. Looks like here are the Black Ops head units, the headphones. Looks like you can wear this microphone on either side. That is an extension cable for headphones, and a second one for driver and passenger. That says 12 foot on it. And this one says 9 foot. They are the same jacks on both ends, so it looks like you get a 9 foot and a 12 foot maybe. Because this, that makes more sense. The base unit is designed for 4 positions for an ATV, UTV that has 4 seats. I only have 2 in my cart, so I'll only be using seat 1 and seat 2. By the way, this, what are these here? Ear cups. Oh, these are washable ear cups for the headphones. There's there. Second headphone. Yes. And it looks like there are a pair in here. Just make sure. Yep, washable pair. So 2 pairs for the 2 headphones. And I'll do a little bit of wiring and mounting to get this in place. Looks like I'm gonna mount it on the top here. This is plastic. So we will get this mounted in my cart and put it in a test and see how well it does. So this is the S4S V3, and in my cart I'm only going to be using position 1 and 2, so 3 and 4 will not be used, but I figured I'd cover this unit for a minute. It's made of plastic. The bosses that these 2 mounting screws go into are metal, so that's good. I'm not going to pull this apart. And on the back you've got a pretty simple install, power and ground. So I'll wear these 2 in on position in the car, engine on. And then on the back you've got push to talk. I'm not going to be using push to talk, nor am I going to be using the radio. Maybe at one point in the future, if I have some sort of pit crew that I want to talk to, I'll use that, but initially we'll not use that. Audio out, I am going to be using this and pushing the audio to a GoPro for track days so that I can just record conversations between any sort of passenger and I. Right now I am still a novice on the road course, so I'll have an instructor with me and I want to record what the instructor is saying to me. Phone audio in. I purchased the unit with Bluetooth. I think it was an extra $150 if I remember, maybe $140, something like that. But if you wanted to buy it without the Bluetooth, I understand you can run your phone just directly in here. And then these are the 4 position of the riders. I'll only be using 2 of them again because the cart only has 2 seats. But it is 4 position capable. Okay, first issue. I know I said I'm covering installation in a different video, but I wanted to do a thorough review on this. Now, for the installation purposes, I just double-sided taped this down. It's nice and secure, it's not going anywhere. But I went ahead and threw a screw on here just because I wanted to make sure these didn't back out driving around with vibration, and so I did not torque this much at all, and I don't know if the camera will pick it up, but this this metal screw boss is rotating in the plastic, and I didn't put much torque on that at all, so that's going to be a little bit of an issue when I actually do go to mount this up. I'm not sure what I'm going to do there. I may actually take this apart and put some screws through the plastic, but you know, for what was at this point, like a $1,500 system. Slightly disappointing to see those bosses. I think they're riv nuts, pretty loose in there. So I actually have a riv nut tool, and maybe I'll throw it on there and just try and cinch it down a little bit and see if that does anything. Here's an update on the helmet bit. It's a Racequip SA 2015, so it's a few years old, but it really kind of went in without too much problem. These cheek pads, they button in, so I just unbuttoned one and put the mouthpiece in there underneath, and once I buttoned it back in, it's pretty firm. This doesn't have, it's flexible, but it holds its position, so it really looks like it's gonna stay there. If I need to, I'll have to hold it down. In fact, I might go ahead and do it just to make sure it stays in place, but it doesn't feel like it's going anywhere right now. And then it actually comes with 3 of these and some zip ties, 3 of these little zip tie hold downs that are sticky. So on the outside, I put one just as a strain relief to make sure that the cable, when it hangs down, is not pulling on anything. So I've still got 2 more. I may go ahead and throw one in here just to kind of hold that in place. I don't know that you can, throw one in there. I probably will, but it's actually pretty secure. So that went pretty reasonably. I'm not sure how long these sticky things are gonna last. They don't seem like the tape on them, the adhesive is super strong, but it's not coming off super easy. So I think we'll be good there.
All right. Well, I have been testing on the TheCom S4S system for a few weeks now, and I've got a few thoughts and conclusions on this review. First, I really like the system. I think it's much better than just a sound bar and trying to compete with wind and engine noise and blasting music louder and louder, and all of it hurting your ears all along. So the ability to put some ear protection on and get your music through your ears and talk to a passenger is all excellent. The music quality, we'll talk about that for a second. It's okay. I mean, I have reasonably priced, like a set of Monster and set of Sony headphones, and music quality is definitely better on those than it is these, but the music quality for these headphones is acceptable. I'm not an audiophile by any means, and I don't need my music to sound perfect, but it's good enough. I do get a little bit of, I think it's kind of like a light clicking noise when it's connected via Bluetooth. If I disconnect Bluetooth, that noise goes away. It doesn't compete with the music at all. Only when the music is silent do you really hear it. So if you got music playing, you really don't hear it much. But when you first start the car up and Bluetooth connects, you can kind of hear it until you get the music playing.
For you to note, I paid full price for this thing, other than a phone call to them for some questions before I even bought it. I haven't even talked to them. I'm not being paid for this. They didn't send it to me for free. So you can kind of take that for what it's worth. It's my opinion as a car driver, not as a side-by-side or UTV driver, and not as someone who's super familiar with the system.
The standard 3.5 millimeter jacks everywhere in the system is great for longevity and being able to add on and extend wires or replace things that have gone bad. I looked at a number of other systems before purchasing this, and it seems like they all have some sort of proprietary jack system that forces you to buy their cables in order to extend wire somewhere or if something goes bad. So using the standard 3.5 millimeter means I can literally go to Walmart and buy a cable if I need to in a lot of cases. A concern with the 3.5 millimeter jack system is the retention of the plugs into the jacks. So in a couple of instances, the headphones themselves have come out of the extension jack relatively easily, just kind of jostling and moving stuff around, getting in and out of the car, and then you don't notice it until you're talking and the passenger can't hear you because their jack came out. So it's not as tight as I would like it to be. It's good enough for most cases. It's only happened a couple of times over the last couple of weeks, and it's easily diagnosed. You just find the wire and plug it back in, or plug it all the way back in. Sometimes it comes unseated a little bit. I did notice that on the back of the unit as well when I hooked everything up. One of the jacks wasn't seated all the way in, and I had to kind of reseat it to get everything working properly. It only happened one time, and that was on the initial install, and it hasn't happened. I've driven the car probably 15 to 20 times at this point after installing it, and it has not backed back out. So that doesn't seem to be a long-term concern.
One other thing to note on this system, coming home from the track, the sun was setting, it was starting to get dark, I turned my headlights on, and this system lacks any sort of backlighting. Now, I'd been using it for a couple of hours at the track at that point. I kind of had familiarity with where the buttons were at, so it wasn't a big deal, but I did have to kind of hunt for the right buttons just a little bit, and just kind of go by feel. You could see the little red light lit up like on headphone 1 or headphone 2, so that gave you a frame of reference of where you should be for the buttons, but seeing them was a little difficult, so would be nice if there was some backlighting on the keypad, but not a huge deal.
Under normal driving conditions, this thing has been great. Out on track, where I'm pushing this thing up to 6,500, 7,000 RPM in certain places, and going 135 to 140 mile an hour on track, there's a lot of noise for this system to compete with, particularly the engine noise when I'm flooring it out of a corner at 70 mile an hour. So I did find that the system had a little trouble trying to compete with that engine noise in particular. The Vox was set fairly high. I don't think it was maxed out, but it was set very high, and it would still trigger the microphones in certain corners to turn on, and you would just hear engine noise. Fortunately, it wasn't deafening, but it was clear that the engine was triggering the Vox to turn on the mics, even though no one was speaking. And then if you continued to raise your Vox level higher, you really had to be yelling to get it to trigger on. So there maybe could be some refinement in the system there, particularly if someone wants to use this in a race car. I know this wasn't really built for a race car; it was built for ATVs and UTVs. So I doubt that most ATVs and UTVs are doing 130 mile an hour in the desert, flooring a big, a 6-liter V8, 6.2 liter V8 with minimal exhaust. So there's just a lot of noise, and I recognize that. So in terms of a review, if you're planning on putting this in a race car, that might be important for you to know. If you're planning on putting this in an ATV or UTV, you're probably not going to have as much noise as I have in this thing. In terms of final thoughts on this, would I spend the $1,500 and do this over again? Yeah, I think I would. I think it's definitely worth it. There are some limitations that I know I have to deal with in terms of the noise, but I think it works excellent for 95% of the circumstances, and where I'm just driving the car around, enjoying it on the town an evening with my wife or with one of my kids in the car, and we're able to talk, and I don't have to get done with a drive in the car and a headache. So I'm really enjoying it. I would definitely recommend it to someone who's looking at a system like this. You know, if you're looking for your race car, there are higher dollar systems out there that maybe you want to look at. But I'm pretty reasonably happy with it. So thanks for watching. If you found this video because you were looking for a review of the TheCom S4S, but you're interested in an interesting car build, I'd encourage you to subscribe to my channel or check out some of the other videos on my channel. I do a lot of messing around with this thing, building on it, racing it, and I mess with some other cars and projects as well. So thanks for checking out this review, and I hope to see you on the next one.